You guys know what a preemptive strike is, right? It's hitting first and hitting hard. It's meant to put your foe in a confused state where you can take them down. Dr. Anthony Fauci hasn't left his post for very long, but he's already going out on television calling out Elon Musk. Now you gotta wonder why. Oh wait, it's because of the Fauci files, right? They're set to drop and he wants to put up his defenses early. Or does he? It's also now been found that it wasn't just the government who laid in bed with social media platforms. Even Big Pharma had a spot there, as it's come out that they censored a lot of information during the pandemic with their focus on their vaccines. Kind of makes sense why they're now deciding to boost the prices on things. They worked overtime just to get the miracle drug's credibility intact. And as if it wasn't tough enough to begin with, we're now hearing from the Fed that they will be forced to make very unpopular decisions to get the economy back to normal. And here I was thinking that they were already doing that. Now, before I continue, please make sure to share this video with your friends. Don't forget to like it too. We definitely want to get the message out and get as much truth out to the people. And since this is one of the best places to actually get your daily dose of the truth with what's going on in Washington, D.C., Social Security, state of our economy, SSI, SSDI, SNAP and EBT, passive income, the housing market, stock market, and everything in between, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. The link is in the description down below this video. So what do you think of when you wake up? I mean, seriously, just take a second and think about that question because I already have my answer. Do you have yours? Great. Now, if you ask me, I normally tend to think about everybody in this community. I know it sounds corny, but let's face it, you and I have been through a lot. It's been years now, and we're set to go through even more as we feel the pressure of this economy. Inflation's not letting up anytime soon, and I know that our cash flow, especially those who rely on fixed income like Social Security, SSI, SSDI, SNAP and EBT benefits, who may not necessarily have a fully maxed out 401k, maybe IRA, Roth IRA investment account to lean on. The constant threat of losing our assets and becoming delinquent on credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express is getting hard on us. And it's even worse when we think of the fact that we've had financial freedom only a few years ago, which is why I'm pretty baffled and amused by what Fed Chair Jerome Powell just said. He said, quote, "Price stability is the bedrock of a healthy economy and provides the public with immeasurable benefits over time. But restoring price stability when inflation is high can require measures that are not popular in the short term as we raise interest rates to slow the economy. The absence of direct political control over our decisions allows us to take these necessary measures without considering short-term political factors," end quote. Now he tells us that they're going to make unpopular decisions. We could have used that a few years ago when they printed up trillions of dollars while keeping interest rates down. This has led to markets crumbling. Now, I know you guys understand what's happening in the housing market and in the stock market, and I know that none of you are crazy enough to try to flip houses in this housing market, right? That's a little risky, but it's not just housing. The automotive industry is also suffering right now. Comparing to the high times of 2015, car sales are nowhere near where they once were. Just looking at some of the big players like Toyota, have you seen Toyota stock? Well, the Toyota company, they're down 16%. Honda's losing 40%, Ford by 28%, General Motors down 26%, and Nissan, they're having an awful time as they're down 54% from the peak in 2017. There's not much light left here, and it only makes matters worse to realize that this could have all been premeditated. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the worst possible crime of our lifetimes.
There is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak.
I mean, he could have just said, "Hey guys, we're planning the pandemic. Just thought I should let you know," in some weird cryptic way. Not that I'm confirming it, but yeah, it's going to happen and we're going to let it happen. This guy can't be serious. This was even before President Trump took office. He didn't even talk about data, like how scientists predict stuff that may happen in the future, right? He said this as if it was factually going to happen whether we liked it or not. Data or no data. And what does history say? It happened. Although Fauci hasn't even looked back at his statement, he also hasn't the faintest of clues as to what's happening because you guys remember his recent deposition, right? He doesn't recall anything from the health crisis. And with Elon Musk teasing about this heat from the Fauci files, it seems as if the good doctor is already readying his fire extinguisher.
What are your concerns, if any, about the Fauci files on Twitter?
Well, A, no concerns, and B, I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, there's a lot of misinformation, conspiracy theories, disinformation going on
And of
out
course,
there.
Elon Musk also said that you should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's talking about there?
I don't have a clue of what he's talking about.
Well, as near as I can tell, Dr. Fauci, it is about the idea that the National Institutes of Health funded gain-of-function research, some of that at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and that, some believe, is responsible for COVID.
Well, if you look at first of all, collaborative research internationally has been something that has been extremely beneficial to society in general. The reason a very small grant, about $120,000 a year, was given to the Chinese, which, as a matter of fact, resulted in research that was able to definitively prove that the original SARS-CoV-1 went from a bat to a civet cat to a human.
All right, I got a question. Why are we sending $120,000 annually to China for gain-of-function research? Didn't he contradict himself right there? He says that there was no funding. He didn't know what Elon Musk was talking about, but then says that China was given money. I'm not even sure what to make of it, but I swear that those two statements, they don't match, do they? And don't you love his attitude? Like he didn't do anything wrong and that their response to C-19 was perfect? Do you guys get the same smug feel? And to label something that hasn't even come out yet as disinformation? What a bold move. We're going to see if that works out for him. They even talked about myocarditis. What are the odds that the Fauci files features this?
There is some shred of evidence myocarditis was related to vaccines. It is a heart issue. I'm not a doctor. You are. That's a shred of evidence.
A very small shred, right.
And explain how then this can get conflated.
Of course. In a very, very rare case, some of the mRNA vaccines can cause a self-limiting, almost invariably benign, inflammatory response in the heart, which generally resolves in a very short period of time. It is very, very rare.
Look, I'm not even going to add any more to that. Social media has already limited much of what I say here, so I'm going to just go ahead and let you guys be the judge. I will say this, though. The latest Twitter files discusses how a director of Pfizer saw a tweet that he felt was going to hurt their vaccines and promptly emailed someone from Twitter to keep this kind of talk from going viral, shall we say. The tweet, which is now a fact, talked about building natural immunity to C-19 and how this was superior to vaccine protection. That's quite a tweet. Even though the tweet was correct and factual, Twitter still smacked it down with a misleading warning and limited its reach with replies, shares, and likes completely disabled. That alone should tell you enough about what's really going on. Now, I sometimes have to push myself to get up and talk about these updates every day because it's tough to know that the truth will probably get you censored, much like what's been happening to my videos. Now, if you guys want to help out, please do like and share these videos. Definitely helps out getting the word out to more people. I would also appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel because I'm committed to bringing you guys your daily dose of the truth. And in return, I like a little bit of assistance as well. So your likes and your shares help out a ton. Now, if you guys want to learn more about creating side hustles or even starting a small business, even an online business, maybe you're an aspiring investor or entrepreneur that would like to get started. If you are, feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. The link is in the description down below this video. Look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next one.